Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I wanted to share with you all of the 2020 purchases I made from Louis Vuitton. I'm going to start by sharing the 4 bags, and I'm going to share them in the order that I got them and why I chose them and what my kind of initial impressions are. So the first one is my pochette métis in the empreinte leather in the black or noir, and I just have a Dior twilly thingy on the top. What do they call them? Mitzers, and it's got my initial, the B. So why did I pick this one up? So I had just started to fall out of love with my Monogram pochette métis a little bit. I had to get the lock replaced, and I was very cautious of the vachetta handle. I didn't want to keep it covered like all the time, because then you get, you know, it doesn't match in with the other items of vachetta on the bag. I wasn't a big fan of the strap. I love the way the Monogram strap looked, in that it was different to a vachetta strap, but it just didn't, it sat nice crossbody, but if you were walking just holding the top handle, it never relaxed or softened as it got older. And I just started to feel like I would really like a leather bag from Louis Vuitton. And often with expensive things, I try to kind of get 2 jobs in one. So if I have on my wish list that I want to maybe upgrade or replace my pochette métis, and I also want a leather or a black bag from Louis Vuitton, then doing that meant I just had to get one piece that sort of scratched that itch, and I really enjoy it. For me, yes, it doesn't look as classically pochette métis like, if you know what I mean, but over time I just got more and more of a crush on this bag. I felt like it was a little bit of a smarter, dressier version of that bag. And the next bag I'm going to show you is in the Monogram canvas. So I just kind of felt that having 2 small bags in the Monogram canvas, I would feel like it was better for my collection to have this one and then get the other one in the Monogram. I love empreinte leather. I think it's really soft and squishy and comfortable. I'm not a massive fan of the epi leather, and it's a bit more subtle. You know, there's a tag going around that I did recently, which was the understated bags, and I definitely think that this empreinte leather is still very Louis Vuitton, but it's, and can be quite casual, but it isn't as obvious as having the Monogram pattern like when you're out and about. Anyway, I don't have to worry about the vachetta. I love it. The only downside for me is that I do miss that lovely microfiber lining, but it is really no big deal. Instead, you have like the grey fabric lining. This bag is, I knew all about this bag because I had it already. So the function, the layout and the sections and everything, I really enjoy using it. I love the lock, even though you have to be careful because it can scratch. I've actually got hardware protectors that I ordered for it, so I don't worry so much. I love that on this one they've put the little tab thing back on, which they don't have on the Monogram ones. It's just, for me, like a daily kind of casual bag, but it feels a bit more special than that. I haven't got any problems with this one yet. As I said, I got it not long before lockdown and I haven't really used it, but it's just sitting there looking pretty. I know that on the whole, I'm going to jinx it now, people don't seem to get the difficulties with the glazing that they did on some of the older models of the Monogram one. Let's hope. I will say that I ordered this one, well, I ordered one of these online, and it came, it wasn't in bad condition, it was just really badly made, and I just didn't fall in love with it. So this line here was cut really high, so from the side the bag was like going up like that, and you couldn't really close the flap. The flap would catch on here, and I had to push that in to be able to do it up. And then the bag, I noticed, was rubbing on the top of the flap because the flap, the inside edge had been cut too high. It wasn't nice and straight like this. And then also I noticed that this zip was so stiff that you had to force it to open it, whereas this one's really smooth. So I actually went to London and I met my friend, and we looked at several in the boutique and picked this one. All of them were a bit just off or wonky, or, you know, so there is this issue, which I will touch on at the end of the video, with quality control with Louis Vuitton, but I still feel like they will allow you to return things, and they will help you, especially in that first year of ownership, if there's something that's not right. As long as you're assertive and you're very clear with them about your expectations, they will fix it or replace it. So this is number one, the Pochette Métis in the Empreinte leather. And this is a real hit for me. This is something that I hope I get many years use out of because I really love it. Okay, the next one is probably like the most exciting one out of all of them for me. And that is the Palm Springs mini backpack. I kind of toyed with the idea of getting this for years. And then I just decided that it was kind of a fool's errand, or it just wasn't worth it. The high price point coupled with all of the stuff I saw where people were really struggling with the quality control, zippers, these tabs, just loads of things. And the old design of this, I should take that off really, this lip here came to cover the zip, which some people do feel is more elegant or whatever, but it meant that when people were opening and closing it, it was really tricky because you had to almost kind of lift this edge and then they were like pulling on it, and so you were getting the zips coming away and just loads of repair issues. And I just thought, oh my god, for that price and for that, I'd already had a couple of problematic, like the Pochette Métis was like, I was always worried, is the glazing gonna go and all this stuff. I just thought I just like fuss-free things that aren't hard to maintain, so I just decided not to get it. But when I would see my friends review it or talk about it on YouTube, I'd be like, oh, I do really like that. I bought the MCM thinking it's so similar, the straps you can do different things with in the same way, but it just, the styling of it just didn't, sometimes I do like the cheaper option, genuinely, but with this one, I just really liked the actual original one. Then there was the issue of trying to even get one. I don't live near a Louis Vuitton store. So you know what, after about 6 months to a year of kind of hankering for it, I put it out of my mind. And then they seem to be making more of them, and they redesigned this because of how many, I guess. They had to give people a lot of these in exchange because theirs were flawed and maybe were repaired more than once, and then they recalled, I think, some of them or whatever. And a lot of people were popping up on YouTube showing this new version, and I thought, oh, well, they've kind of got rid of the really niggly issue that I worry about. So it was in my wish list. I kept looking. I contacted a few sales associates and just nothing. And then right near the start of lockdown, I couldn't sleep one night, which is how I got a lot of the SLGs and stuff that I'm going to share with you. Lots of things that were in my wish list for a long time were just suddenly in stock, and that's partly because they moved everything from the physical stores, in the UK at least, back to where they ship web orders for Europe. So they had more stuff in the warehouse. And that's how I got this. And I was really nervous because the Pochette Métis that I got from the website was really below. Honestly, I am fussy, but it was bad. And I thought, what are the odds? You know, I'm going to order it. And if it's kind of, you know, a lot of them are really wonky here and just the stitching's all puckered. Some of them have the stitching folded in on the side. Some of them are stitched like this, which I prefer. Anyway, I unboxed this on a live chat with my friend Andrea, and she's got it, so she was like looking it over with me. She said, B, there's nothing wrong with it, it's perfect. So it's not perfectly aligned on the sides, but I don't care. For me, it's more, is it made properly? It's nicely aligned at the front, you know, here and stuff. It's just so, that was the other thing I thought, when I pack my things in it, if it's annoying in the way that you see in videos that you've got like, you're packing from the front like that, how do you do that? Do you stack things up? Some people stack things left to right. Honestly, it holds loads. I just throw my stuff in. You know me, I don't pack a bag, so I have to Jenga. I hate doing that. So I just put like my phone, my key holder, small wallet or small card holder and a coin thing. And then any loose things like face masks, hand sanitizer, and I have loads of room. I don't really have things past that line, so nothing can sort of spill out. I have found it very, very practical and user-friendly. There is an area already that I'm a little bit concerned about, and that is just that on the edge of these loops, and I have seen other people talking about this, the glazing has come off. Now, if it means that that's just cosmetic and you're just going to have a raw edge, I don't care. But if it starts to feel like this, you can, I don't know if you're going to see that. Can you see this edge now looks like raw? And I haven't worn it that many times. Then I will take it in and get it repaired. If they offer me an exchange, I won't take it because I'm kind of weird like that. This is my one and I'm attached to it, and I found a really good one. So I don't really want, you know, I just would want them to just redo these tabs. But we'll see how that proceeds with more wear. But it's just so cute. I don't feel like it's childish or silly. I love it with a poof on it. It's just fun, and I like wearing it crossbody. I like wearing it as a backpack, which I didn't think I would. I like fiddling around with the straps to make it a bit shorter. I like putting the strap that's black leather from this bag onto this bag rather than reconfiguring those thin. It has these really skinny, delicate straps like this. So I just have them set on the shortest setting. And if I want to wear it crossbody, I just use a black leather strap. It's so cute, guys. It's a really good. I highly, highly recommend it. I was just lucky. I just was browsing the website in the middle of the night. It said add to shopping bag. And I was like, that's too easy. After 2 years of looking, what? And it was just there and I just ordered it. And it worked out. Like a little cute lockdown bonus. There you go. Okay, we've done 2. So this one doesn't need a lot of chat. I've been round and round. You know, for me, the dilemma has never really been with colours of bags. I get myself in a bit of a pickle over sizes of bags. I don't have room for a really big collection. I'm not going to have any IKEA units behind me with 20 Speedies on. I don't judge that. I just can't do it myself. And I don't physically have room. And also, I just don't have the inclination. I want to have fewer things the older I get and bond really with the things that I have. So I have had lots of Speedies. I've had Empreinte leather, I've had 25s, I've had 30s, and I will say that YouTube definitely influenced me to get rid of all my 30s and go with, I ended up with 2 25s. I had the Monogram in the 25 and I had because I really loved that, I assumed I would love the Damier Ebene in the 25. It's more compact, it's not as slouchy. So I sold my 30 to get a 25. And I did use it, but I'm a big girl and in proportion to me, I don't know what it was, just in the winter. In the summer, I like the Monogram 25. It's lighter, I just wear it crossbody. And I just wasn't using that because all of the fascetta really patinaed and it just started to freak me out a bit. And anyway, the long and the short of it is I have got rid of both of my 25s and I have repurchased the 30. I was just so influenced that the 30 was just kind of old hat and everyone's using smaller bags, and every video I would see where people would show their 30, they would say, I never really use the 30, I just use my 25s. And I got into my head that the 25 was cuter and more compact. But 2 things. One is this opening on the 25 is quite annoying. You have to kind of get your hand in a certain way and it's not as easy to see your things. And I think I kind of regret selling my 25. I think I will get the 25 or the 30, probably the 25 in the Monogram in the future, but I'll probably do something fun like get it in Monogram or World Tour. But I wanted to get something back that I really missed. I sold my Damier Ebene Speedy 30 because I felt I should, because I thought it was extravagant to have the 30 and the 25. Ideally, I'd like to have both, but I couldn't afford this year with the amount of purchases I'd made to keep that 25 and add this. So I did sell that to get the 30. And I've really enjoyed it so far. I've used it a few times. And for me, there's just something so old school. From when I first ever was into YouTube, like the Damier Ebene Speedy 30 bandolier was the bag to get, that was the does everything bag, the hand carry bag, the shoulder bag, the crossbody bag. I just love it. So the last bag and the most recent one is something I hadn't really thought about or was never on my wish list. I just assumed it wouldn't work for me. I assumed it was too small and it would make me look massive. So obviously going from the 25 Speedy up to the 30, I thought I really like having a small bag in Damier Ebene. I find it really elegant and smart, that print. I have the pochette accessoire, but my Monogram one and my Azul one are quite recent, but my Ebene one is really old. It's the old style and the corners are quite worn and all the rest of it. And I really wanted a small bag. Like I couldn't take this to dinner, but I really love this print for evenings with all black outfits or whatever. So I thought instead of getting a Speedy 25 to add more variety, I would choose a different style in a small demi-urbaine bag. And I just didn't like anything apart from this. I didn't really like that Pochette Felicie. I didn't really like, there's a couple of other styles like the one with the tassel hanging off of it. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And when I went and tried them on, none of them looked classic. And to me, I love the classics on the whole. Speedies, Chanel classic flaps, all of that. And I just thought an Alma is a really classic silhouette. The people who really influenced me to seriously look at this were 408, California 408. She had it, let it go and missed it and got it back. And then Lux Purse Lover and a few other people. I love this little thing, and I watched so many reviews, and there were so many like kind of pitfalls maybe with this bag. Oh, Andrea as well. Andrea had her daughter-in-law staying and did a, while she was her daughter-in-law has this bag, so she did a review as well. And I just absolutely love it. So the downfall for this with me, I was worried about this shape and how people were saying that you could hardly carry anything before the zip would distort because you had too many items. But I don't carry that much, guys. So I've got all my daily essentials and then even a big hairbrush in there, and I don't have an issue. And if I do need to take a bit more, I just do it up to like there, and then it doesn't happen. The lock is so beautiful. It's weird because if you look at these two bags that were bought within a week of each other, this one, the brass lock is a hot mess already, and so is the hardware. There's loads of tarnish on that hardware. I don't know how that happened. And then this one, everything is so shiny and luxurious. You will notice from these clips that this is not a Louis Vuitton strap. The strap is too short for me. I'm a big girl with a big bust, and most bags, like I wish I could wear my Chanel reissue crossbody, then I would have no doubts about that bag, but I can't. It's just too short. It sits right under the boob until if I ever lose weight, then it will work for me. And this too, there's a non-adjustable strap that comes with it. I tried on an adjustable strap that would give me about this much more in store, but it didn't really make much difference. I can use my Eva clutch, the strap that I use on my pochette accessoire, but I went to Mauto because I've bought lots of straps from them before. And the other thing that's nice is that their strap that they sell that matches this product is very similar to the matte look leather that they're doing now. Could you see that's quite close? There's a bit more of a sheen. But the nice thing about this strap is that it goes from really long. I custom ordered it. I think I ordered 50 or 60 inches. I can't remember. But there's a really nice slider. So you can also then, if you want to carry it by the top handle and you don't want to take the strap off. What am I doing? You can adjust it just with the slider. You don't have to do a buckle, and then it can be like worn on the shoulder, a bit shorter, which I really like. What else to say? Yeah, it holds more than I thought. It's a bit smarter than the Speedy. It's got feet on the bottom. I'm very distracted because my dad's here now and the dog's going nuts and stuff because he's here, and I have to go in a minute and cook him Sunday dinner. Yeah, it's just so cute. I'm so glad. I was with my friends and they said, yeah, get that one. Oh, the Croisette, that was the other one I tried, and it just wasn't as classic. Really love this. Anyway, I must go. See you later, guys. Take care. So I decided to come back, it's later the same day, and share with you the other items that I got in 2020, so you get everything in one video, because I did manage to keep the first part relatively short. So we're going to whiz through. So I did add the 19 and the 26. Originally I was going to just get one, and I watched so many videos on these products and how people use them that I did decide that they were different enough that I would get a lot of wear out of them. And so far, I mean, travel has kind of been off the radar, hasn't it? But I think in the future this will be really useful for travel. and I don't think I'd really use it as a bag, but I think I might use it for like if I'm in a resort and I'm just staying in resort for dinner, and I'm just wearing a maxi dress or whatever. I think I would take this just as a clutch, and I would put in here like my phone and maybe a colouring book and some crayons for my daughter and like little bits and bobs like that when I don't really need a handbag. But I have been using it as a catch-all because I've been trying to make my chest of drawers and my vanity, I'm pointing at them now, you can't see them, so that's silly, less cluttered, and I have all these little items which don't really have a home. So for day to day, it's just got in it this bulldog clip that I use when I'm sectioning my hair, tissues, baby wipes, my dental floss, my hand cream, you know, the kind of stuff, a hand sanitizer. And then what I do is if I've got a tote, say a big tote like my Never Full there or my new Fur La Page, I will kit this out as a kind of emergency kit for my younger one, like sun cream, wipes, maybe a change of clothes. I could fit a t-shirt and leggings even in here. It's just useful when you want to organize a big bag. That's how I've been using it, or in my room with essentials in that don't fit in my vanity or my makeup bag. So for the price that it is, you know, for Louis Vuitton, it's relatively affordable, and I just thought grab it because now they seem to be all out of stock again. So I've grabbed it. Mine is a made in France so that I can use it as a wash bag in future, but for now I'm using it as a catch-all for bigger bags, and I'm using it to just tidy up all these bits that kind of are around my vanity, and I don't like the clutter, so they're in here. And then I haven't really used this yet because this is a bit big for most of my handbags. Like today I've just switched into this, and I could put that in there, but then it makes the bag a bit heavy. So this is probably going to be, I predict, my least used because I don't carry a lot in my handbags. I use the 15 a lot for a couple of lip products and things, but I just thought it was nice to get the 3, and it was available. And I do think that for, oh, the 15's inside, I didn't know that. There's the baby one, there's the 19. So I added the 19 because it was available, and I wasn't sure with the sizes if I needed the 19 and the 26, but I kind of feel like now I have it. I'm glad I have all 3. And this will be good for, if I'm using the 26 as my wash bag when I travel, this would be enough for my makeup because I do really downscale my makeup when I travel. So yeah, I just added the 19, but I've got to be honest, I've only used this like once so far. I've had it for like 2 months, but we've not been going anywhere. And if I do go anywhere, I'm usually going out like briefly, like to the supermarket or to the mall or round to a friend's house, you know, within the rules, blah, blah. And I don't really need all these pouches, but I think I love the silhouette and the classicness of it, and I thought I would like to have all 3. And again, sometimes if the 26 is a bit big, I could just use the 19 for a slightly smaller bag. And then around the same time as I got those 2, I noticed that the 4 key was in stock in Monogram, and I just grabbed it because I have the 6 key in the Damier Graphite. And just sometimes in certain bags, I would like to downsize, and that is like the size of a small wallet or some of my small SLGs, and this is even smaller. So, you know, I just love it, and I think that the 4 key, they don't really seem to produce it anymore, so I grabbed it, and it's just the classic Monogram with the gold button. On this one, I do have to keep my car fob on the outside, and I do prefer to use a ring because otherwise it kind of rubs more on here. And inside I just have my key, one of those cute little discs that you can use in the supermarket trolleys, and sometimes also on the spare hook, oh it is here, have this cute thing my friend gave me which you can use to shorten your Chanel classic bag straps. So there's that, and again that had been out of stock the whole time. It was in stock, so I grabbed it. So that's number 3. Number 4, and I am kind of trying to keep this brief, was something else that I wanted for a long time, and there was always other things on my wish list. Like the price of this was like half the price of a canvas bag, so it got bumped down the wish list. But actually I got this for my birthday from my husband along with the Speedy 30, and I absolutely love it. I probably would never have gotten around to buying it for myself, and I had just bought those 2 toiletries, which is nearly this price, Also, this used to be about $5.50, I think, when it first came out, and it jumped up to like $7.50, $7.60, and that made me think, well, that's nearly, I could nearly get an Alma or a Speedy for that. But now that I have it, I'm really glad I have it. And it's the Nice BB in the Monogram. Again, this is another piece that we had to return. And then the second one that came was better, but the strap was really puckered and wavy, like the two layers weren't stuck together properly, and the zip was really weird as well. So yeah, we just sent it back. This one, God, the patina is already so dark because it lives on my vanity in the sunny window. And on Friday I took this makeup kit to my friend's house to do some like makeup play with her because she wants to change the way she does her makeup a bit, and I got caught in a downpour and the whole handle got soaked. Anyway, it's fine. This is the sort of style piece that lends itself to looking a bit battered and vintage, so I'm okay with it. The only thing I find a bit weird is that it was so beautifully structured, and now the front of it is kind of a bit, it kind of goes like that a bit, but whatever. And in here, I wouldn't use this as a travel piece. I got these two, are just easier to like, I don't feel as precious about them, so I would take those away in an overnight bag or a suitcase. This one lives on my vanity and it has my daily makeup inside a Samorga organizer. And it's made me really downsize my other makeup products that live in the vanity drawer. I have all my favorites in here, and I just have a few extra products, which means that I have freed up a big space in that drawer in the vanity for my hair products, because we're redoing this room and I am going to have bedside tables that don't have as much storage. So I'm just downsizing everything. So this is just really nice. It's a sort of, it's out on display all the time, so no one else will see it, but I will see it and enjoy it. And it makes doing my makeup a breeze because I could just see everything in all the sections. I really recommend the Samorga organizer if you're going to get this one, unless you're using it for like just palettes or something where you're just going to stack them up. But for me, with all different size products, I really like the sections. And then I just have two more. This one is my first ever bandeau. So I have a Dior Mitza, a Hermes Twilly, and the Louis Vuitton ones are bandeaus, and I just love them. I don't mind many, I just have the three. And for me to get another one, it has to really have different colours or really excite me. I still love my other two, but the colours in this bubblegram one, I just thought would lift the Alma and make it more kind of summery, because it's summer now, but I wanted to use this, and to me this is quite an autumn winter print. But I've been wrapping this in a bow or on the handle or on my Speedy, and it's a quite relatively affordable way to accessorize compared to their bag charms and things. I have just ordered a bag charm, but it might go back, and it's like utterly fall in love with it, because that is the sort of thing, Louis Vuitton bag charms, that I feel is kind of a waste of money. But I've seen a small one that I think will really rock on the Alma. But anyway, for now, so you've got the bubble detail, and then on the inside you've got all of these icons, like different, look, there's a Noe, a luggage tag, the lock from a Matisse, the lock, an Alma, a key, trunks. It's just so lovely and summery, and I love lilac and pink, so I had to grab that. So those are the 5 things, and I showed you the 4 bags, so that's 9. And there was just one piece. I have still got loads of SLGs and things in my wish list, and I realised, especially with the Alma being a smaller bag, I really wanted to get another flat card case. I recently sold my Monogram Eclipse one, which the advantages of that is it's got 2 slots on each side, but I just didn't really use it. It was black, and I had a Gucci black one, which I love, and I have my Tiffany turquoise one, which is just for summer kind of thing. So I thought I would really like a canvas card holder, and I really fell in love with this one, and I've had to be really patient and stalk that site. I rang an SA in London, and she said, oh, now lockdown's kind of eased, we're not allowed to post items to clients anymore. So I had to just get it from the internet, and I must have looked every day and every kind of late at night for about a month, and on the 30th or like the 29th day, this was in stock. So I finally have a little bit of reverse monogram canvas in the classic card holder. I never got one of these because it's just got 1 slot on each side, but actually this feels to me, I know some of them have fabric in them, but this has got like black leather on the inside, and it just feels more roomy and squishy. So I have got 2 cards in there comfortably, one there, another card in the middle and cash, and it's not tight or stretched, and I'm sure it'll get softer with use. I just love that it's just a bit different, but it's still classic with the reverse on that side, and it's great for the Alma. I just slot it into the pocket. You have to slot it this way, it won't fit this way, but it makes so much more space in that Alma because you're not using a full-on wallet. So this is really, I'm really happy to have this, and it's a relatively affordable kind of starter piece. There are other bits and bobs in my wish list, but they're just like SLGs and stuff. I can live without them. I don't know if I'll add them this year, probably not after all this, but I just wanted to share all the things that I got in 2020. I'm loving all of them. I haven't had the chance to use them as much as I would like, but from my initial use of them, I think they were all really good buys or investments for me, and that I'm going to get loads of wear out of them. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.